And think about it, all this time we've been focused on what horror they are unleashing over there. 3 of them just caught possibly hoping to do the same kind of thing over here. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavuto, and 2 nabbed in New York, another in Florida. All 3 set to do God knows what here, from killing FBI agents, we're told, all the way to the President of the United States and anyone and everyone in between who was going to get in their way. By now, you know they were stopped. But the leader of Britain's independent party says you better know the movement they were joining, well, it ain't stopping. Nigel Farage on how England found out the hard way, and if we're not careful, we're about to as well. First, to Wayne Simmons. Wayne, we got these 3, but you suspect there are plenty behind them.
Well, I think, Neil, that anyone that pays attention to domestic terrorism and certainly the jihadis would be foolish if they did not believe that the cells are already here, they're already set up. And quite frankly, not surprisingly, the FBI did a tremendous job, I believe, probably with some type of joint task force in apprehending these guys. But the thing that scares me and troubles me is, in my humble opinion, these 3 were clearly amateurs. A professional would never use the internet and start profiling on the internet about what they want to do, are going to do, and will do.
So that makes me question how bright they are. The one of them, Sudden Metcalf, had said apparently online that we must kill police officers and FBI agents, went on to say that I will go and buy a machine gun, an AK-47, go out and just shoot all police.
Yeah.
So he used obviously little discretion, but you argue there are plenty others who do, who are a bigger threat, right?
Yeah, you've got to remember that my counterparts, for example, guys who may have the training that I had, or you know, they're here, and you're not going to see them. They're under the radar. They're going to stay very, very quiet until such time as somebody sends them a signal or they decide to send their guys out to create havoc. And Neil, the only real way to stop this, unfortunately, to most Americans, or many Americans, is the P word, and that's profile. And without profiling, we are never going to be able to stop this the way we should. And counterintelligence, you know, Neil, in the CIA, we have what's called a counterintelligence risk assessment against or on our own people or on the agents, just to make sure they're not up to no good. And when we need to do something like that, and once again, very, very controversial, and I'm going to get hammered for saying this, but we need to do this to the mosques. The mosques are the breeding ground. We know they are breeding grounds for terrorism, for fundraising. And, you know, the New York City PD is one of the best in the country. Their intelligence guys are the best in the country. And they got it right. Let's pay attention to the mosques, see who's going in and out, and track these guys and shut this down.
But, you know, we're so used to thinking in terms of mosques in the Middle East that, you know, in this case from Uzbekistan and some of these other breakaway former Soviet republics. But apparently a lot of this ranting and raving was going on an Uzbek language website that I guess propagates this ISIL ideology. So it sounds to me, and to your point, the FBI did, we have to widen the net as well as the language net. Are we up to that task?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Listen, and once again, I can't stress enough, the FBI are the consummate pros. They've got a great counterintelligence program going on that, quite frankly, is under the radar. I'm not privy to it, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, they're doing a great job. They're keeping us safe. What we need to be concerned about, Neil, with 3 guys like this, the 2 Uzbeks and the Kazakh, are not necessarily that they're going to set off a nuclear bomb someplace. That's not going to happen. But what guys like this can do is procure an AK-47 or an M16 or a MAC-10 and show up at a Mall of America and kill people. And that's what these guys can do, and we need to be able to, and we have the capability, Neil. Combined with the Joint Task Force, with major cities, with the FBI, New York PD, LA, all over the country, we can locate, identify, and snatch these guys. But without profiling, it's really going to be difficult.
All right, Wayne, thank you very much. Well, two of those guys who were picked up today are going to be making an appearance at a New York courthouse, Lower Manhattan. When they arrive there, we'll show that to you. But these, again, they were flying under the proverbial radar until suddenly they weren't. And it might have been simply because one of them was an idiot and ranted and raved the most ungodly things online. Other than that, would we have gotten? Hard to say.